Welcome back to Just One Question, the 40 billionth edition, because I've been on a lockdown forever. But there are some bright moments in the day, and this is one in particular. My dear friend Mitch Joel, who's joining us, I assume, from his secret location in the bunker somewhere up there in Canada. Mitch is truly a citizen of the digital age. So if anybody can cope with this, it's probably Mitch. His first book on 6 pixels of separation. I'm probably mangling that title now after all these years, but it blew me away, and I knew this was a thinker for our current age. He's gone on to write many another book. He's a frequent speaker when one can speak, and continues to stay ahead of the curve in all things digital and future-oriented in the world of marketing and the world of business. So welcome, Mitch. It's an enormous pleasure to see you and to have you on Just One Question. How are you doing during this pandemic?
I was doing fine until we hit record prior. I was doing great. We had some technical difficulties, which I guess is par for the course with everything from how I'm doing to how the US is doing to how Canada is doing. We're all experiencing technical difficulties.
Amen.
Yeah, I'm doing, as you said, I'm doing okay. You know, this is my home office that we're recording from. I have another office not too far from here that I haven't been to since March of last year. I would love to be back there with my business partner working. I have young children, so thankfully 2 of them are back in physical school, which I know is strange for certain regions of the world, but we're very happy that that's happening. I have my health. I can read books. I can connect with people like you. Can't be bad.
Thank you for that. So, yeah, we all have a lot to be grateful for, and it is also hard to remember gratitude when the days stretch from one to another with very little differentiation. And this lack of the feeling that you and I are so used to, being able to hop on a plane and go to distant parts of the world and connect with interesting people, and we all miss that, of course.
It's probably the thing I miss the most, just the
Yeah.
ability to have those coffee meetings, the ability to be in a different city. If I'm in Boston, you know, you get that call where we have a lunch or a breakfast in between a speaking event or a meeting. That for sure is one of the many things. I mean, I miss live concerts. I miss a lot of things. So yeah.
Yeah. On a more positive note, we are seeing the proverbial light at the end of the tunnel. We're hoping for vaccines. We're thinking maybe sometime in 2021, the world, roughly like what we used to know, will come back. So my question to you, my just one question to you is, how will we be different? We will be changed, but how will we be different?
I think a lot of people are looking at it too much in a binary way. It'll be this way or that way. And I'm reminded of that famous quote from S. Scott Fitzgerald about holding 2 opposing thoughts in your mind at the same time.
Mm.
And that would be the way I would look at it. Look, I know you because when I started speaking, you were the man on the mountain that I wanted to connect with because I had read a couple of your books and just thought you're the person I want to speak to. So in the context of the speaking business, people are saying, will there be live events? Will there be virtual events? I think there's an instance over here of CFOs and CEOs saying, look, we managed to do this virtually and get all these people signed up, and we can do this without travel and expense, and it'll be great. I think on the other hand, you're having many people looking down the barrel of a reality of a certain percentage of their team being now more remote. And with that, they're going to need things to engage with their customers. They're going to need things to engage with their employees. So I think there's going to be a lot more events, maybe smaller, maybe more regional. And then I think on the big event scale, the stages that you and I typically occupy, I think there's just going to be pent up demand. People are just going to be super excited to get back out and get back to a sense of normalcy. So what I'm looking forward to is all 3 of those things becoming real, because one, that'll keep me much busier. It'll keep other speakers much busier.
Mm.
But I do think it's parlaying into a converged world where we're going to have the viability of these virtual events. We're going to have the viability of many more local small events for customers and employees. And then we're going to have the desire to have these big events. My running joke is if Elton John puts tickets on sale once everyone can have a vaccine or therapeutics, he could probably charge 3 times what he wants and it'll be sold out in half the amount of time, because we've done this now for a while and people will want it. There will be that pent up demand for it. So when you're thinking about planning, or when I think about the light at the end of the tunnel, it tends
Mm,
to be not just those two opposing forces, but almost like that third one as well.
mm.
And that gives me a lot of optimism for the economy, for opportunities, for new ways to think and engage, for sure.
Yeah, thank you. I love that point of view because not only are we holding two opposing ideas in our head at the same time, but the world tends to go in big pendulum swings, and there's no question there's a huge amount of pent-up demand. But you're also right. There are the bean counters who will say, look how much money we can save if we do away with this travel. And those two opposing forces are not going to cancel each other out. They're just going to create two sets of opportunities.
And again, with virtual events, you saw this as well. You would have more attendance than you could ever have in a physical space. You had the content that could sit longer than just that live date on that moment in time. So, opportunistically, if you're a business, you can sense that there suddenly are new ways to do what you thought was there was only one way to do. So it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a friend who's been running a conference in Vegas every year for a number of years, and he regularly got 2,000 people and was considered a very successful event. He was very happy with that year after year after year. He did it virtually this past fall because he had to, and he got 30,000 people signing up.
There you go. And
Which
so
is the
now,
success? Which one do you want?
right.
Both.
Well, both. You'll have the database of that 30K. You'll be able to run more regional events. You'll be able to run a physical event with a bigger database base of customers. And
Yeah.
again, businesses that are smart, and I'm trying to be this way myself to answer the question more specifically, will hopefully realize that tremendous opportunities may be abound as we have shifted our behavior a little bit and opened up new opportunities.
Mitch Joel, everybody. I was hoping for wisdom and I got it. And so I am deeply grateful. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Always great seeing you, Nick. Thank you.